everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us here with AWS Security Live Special Edition, streaming from the show floor in Las Vegas, Nevada. BlackHat USA, folks, we are here. It is buzzing with really cool cybersecurity topics and trends. And I'm one of your co-hosts for the day, Ryan Orsi. I'm at AWS, and I'm one of the go-to-market leaders in the security go-to-market team. It means we get to have fun with all sorts of crazy, cool security topics, and we get to have fun with our AWS partners. But before we get to our partners, I'd love to turn it over to our other co-host.
Hello, everyone. Brian Mendenhall. I also hail from the AWS. I am the worldwide leader of the security partner strategy team at AWS. And I am so excited to be here. It is slightly on fire out here at 117 degrees, but it's cool where we're at. Three cool cats today.
You look super cool in those shades, too, I gotta say.
You know what? I'm rocking the shades, a little bit of Elvis, I think, maybe. I'm just gonna make it work. We're not alone.
No, we're not.
We're here with Mika. I said it right the second time.
You were practicing before the show.
Yeah. I'm going to get it. Mika, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
And if you want to introduce yourself and tell us where you hail from.
So first of all, the Hebrew pronunciation, the right one is Micha, right?
Micha.
Okay, you got it right. But I have a very wide range, and I go everything from Micha to Miha, Micah. So Micha Rave, I'm coming from Israel. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Hash Security. That's me.
Fantastic. Tell us, Micha, the story of Hush Security. What did you find out there in the wild? What inspired you all to go create the company? And maybe let's take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm part of an amazing team of 4 co-founders. We all met at our previous company called Meta Networks. We used to work together for the last decade. So the company we got acquired by a very big security company. One of the first thing they wanted us to do is to clean our estate and kind of adhere to their security, what the InfoSec was kind of implying on us. And so that was a very hard work for us to go and find all the non-human identities and the secrets and the things that we've been doing, rotate them and do all those stuff. And we thought there must be a better way of approaching this. So this is how we kind of get to start thinking about hash security.
Super interesting stuff. And, kind of segueing into that just a little bit, at AWS, we are very fortunate to get like a lot of cool tools, and I think they're like toys to play with. I have built at least 5 to 10 Brian bots, little robots, running
Burning
around.
those AI tokens like no tomorrow.
Absolutely. Little Brian bots running around doing things, and they're like little Brians doing tasks and completing work while I sit on a beach drinking pina coladas.
I'm sure they're all scoped appropriately, and they have least privilege access across the board.
Exactly. Those identities cannot be long-lived, right? And so that's kind of where things are at right now. Like, identity is more important than ever. What are the things that we should be focusing on?
Absolutely. So I think the fact that you're a running agent, and first of all, thank you for using my AWS account, Bills, for doing the right stuff. But the problem is that those agents, they need access to anywhere in your environment, right? It could be databases, it could be a CRM system, it could be a lot of things. And in order to facilitate this access in a secure way, you need to have just-in-time or ephemeral keys. Because otherwise, you end up with a lot of those non-human identities, as we call them. It's a fancy word, basically, to everything from legacy API keys, token credentials, up to modern things like service accounts, service principals, IAM roles. But all of those things, you need a lot of those, right, when you are building an agent. And if you are not doing this correctly, you are just creating a lot of those things, and they grow and you forget about them, and then they become one of the biggest risks in the industry today.
Totally get it. Totally. And also, I have a question for both of you, my co-host and Micha. Does IAM count as an acronym?
Yeah.
So I forgot to tell you, but this is the acronym swear jar, old acronym swear jar. You can pick your denomination. I think we're in Vegas here, so we're doing poker chips. But if we don't say what the acronym means within like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, then we have to feed it. Oh, what is this?
I'm getting rid of the singing game.
The singing game?
One card at a time.
We donated on your behalf. But now to bring us back on track, yes, security is important. Now, what's the difference, Mika, from knowing what credentials are stored versus knowing what's actually in use? I mean, if you're looking at hygiene, security hygiene, and you're looking at all of your credentials across your estate, some are just pretty dormant, I would assume, but they can be risky, right? That is an exposure potential out there.
Absolutely, and that's a great question. A lot of the customers that we have, when we started with them, you go to that customers and it tells you, I've got a Vault, right? I've got HashiCorp or I've got a AWS Key Manager. I don't need you guys. But having a Vault, it's not the same as using that in an intelligent way, right? If you have a Vault in your house and you're not keeping your valuable things there, and you don't rotate the code every once in a while, so it's useless. And so it's the same thing with the software that we're using. So if you do have a Vault, you have to put a very rigorous processes around that. And unless you do that, you are not using that correctly. And most of the customers, most of the prospects we scan, they believe they have a very good hygiene, but at the end of the day, they are very, very far away from that.
I love this.
Tell us a war story. Tell us what I think what really makes it real to some people watching too, right?
Right.
If you give us an idea, maybe don't name names. No reason to get anyone in trouble here on Security Live, unless you want to get kind of frisky. But what are some situations you've walked into different companies? Like, how bad is it out there?
So everybody thinks that they have their hygiene locked down, right? They are doing rotation, they have their vaults, and they have their programs around it. But when you start scanning them, this is like, black mold stuff, right? So you find everything. And
behind the drywall that no one ever thinks
exactly.
about.
So we move the fridge, we move, we open the panels, and we look at everything that you have. And one of the things that we are looking for is identities that are long-lived, right? So you have a key that someone, in the company 10 years ago maybe put as an access key to something, and that is working for the last 10 years. And what happens is that people, when they leave the company, they typically, and don't tell this to anyone, but they typically take the Git repositories with them.
Oh, that's our little secret.
It's our little secret. Don't tell anyone, right? And so if you have a Git repository, if you have a key in that Git repository and someone takes that home, not maliciously, because they want to have reference for what they did, now that is out in the wild and someone can use that and leverage that. And so we went out to this one customer and he said, everything is clean, we rotate things like every couple of months and so. And we found their stuff that has been there more than 21 years.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
My gosh.
So this guy told me, a security token should not be at the age that he's allowed to drink. So that was kind of the thing I took with me. And that
security token outlives my children.
That's unbelievable. It's so interesting. Like we hear all the time, the first step in any security use case or category is like, what do you have? Visibility, right?
Absolutely.
And it's not just the agent visibility, it's also the identity visibility, the secrets visibility, and like what is out there, what is in my my code that I don't know about. And I've talked to customers too that are like you know what? I put the sunglasses on. I put the blinders on. I put my head in the sand, and I just pretend I'm gonna go focus on this thing over here. And it's like that's a crazy strategy. So and a part of that too is that like I've got stuff everywhere. I don't know what I have here. I don't know what I have there. I don't even know if I have a thing in that place over there. Multi-cloud. Every cloud speaks to its own identity dialect, right? How do you get workloads to trust each other across boundaries without static keys?
I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have, that customers are asking us, right? Because each one of those, hyperscaler, AWS obviously, and Azure and GCP and the others.
Sorry, that was a tech clip.
Cut it down.
Producers.
So only AWS, obviously.
Oh,
right?
You're good. You're good.
So you guys, you have a very good system, right? The STS system that you have developed and kind of popularized in the last years. This is the greatest way to work when you are in AWS, right? We only in AWS. But that is quite narrow, because if you're using stuff outside of AWS, even, not competitors really, but SaaSes like Snowflake or some other stuff, then those things, they do not work anymore, right? And so you need to have kind of a system that can have like a fabric of identity that you can do cross-cloud access in a very simple way. And today, this is not simple at all. Our customers, they work very hard before implementing Ash. They work very hard to do cross-cloud federation. It exists. It's kind of like like a Sasquatch, like it exists somewhere, but no one's like really sure how, if it's real or how to use it.
Cross-cloud federation. Yeah, that sounds like the Bigfoot is in a blurry picture somewhere.
Exactly.
And a couple reports of
exactly.
it working. Take us through on kind of along those lines when when agents are making decisions, I call them helping McHelpersons.
Yeah.
Agents their intent is to, I don't know, book meetings for some large organization and has to figure out who to bring to the meeting and who's relevant who can skip the meeting.
Yeah.
So that's its intent, and then it's going to look at tools that it has access to at runtime, and some of those tools might be bypassing your traditional secrets management processes. What do you all do there at Hush Security, or what are you thinking of doing at Hush Security around that particular use case?
It's a great use case, and I think everything that we've done with the access for non-human identities, it's great. It's the infrastructure and a lot of software that we used to develop, but now we're getting into the agentic age, and agents, they get access to a lot of the resources inside your companies, right? It's SaaS, it's homegrown application, it's your databases, the crown jewels essentially. And you talk about maybe the CRM is a great example. So now you've got your agent connected to all of this. So first of all, the connection to those things, it needs to be ephemeral, right? And short-lived as much as possible and scoped only to what the agent needs to do. But the agent is a very kind of autonomous, dynamic beast, right?
It's a helpy make helpers.
It's the Brian bot.
Right.
The Brian bot.
Brian bots
Yeah.
are a quintessential helpy make helpers.
And so I think that the most recent example where someone told the agent in OpenAI, right? They were testing something and they gave it a goal, and they didn't notice that it can as part of the goal it was hacking a computer, doing lateral movement until it find its way to the internet, and then hacked into Hugging Face and got whatever it needs.
It spent OpenAI Hugging Face. You all can. This is my thing. You get online and do that. But yeah, you'll see. It actually was constrained and confined into a proxy away from the internet, and it said, well, I need internet access. And it actually figured out a vulnerability in that proxy system, broke out, had general internet access, spent 2 days basically sending emojis and different ASCII characters back and forth. But after that 2 days, whatever it was doing and learning, then it got into some real business.
Yes. So, and this is very typical. It's not like a story that you read, over X or whatever. It's a real thing that happens every day. People, they give the agent some goal, and the agent ending up doing things that they didn't intend it to do, right? And so what we do, first thing, is that we put guardrails on those rate limiting, anomalous behavior, pulling of PII that we can mask or alert about. So you lend your identity to the agent, right? So the agent is doing things on your behalf. Right?
Which scares me with the Brian bots. I'm
exactly.
Terrified to figure out what he's up to.
And you don't want those Brian bots to do whatever they want, right? So what you want to do is that you want to put constraint on them so they don't have the same agency that Brian have. And so this is exactly what we do. This is the first step. We do assignment and guardrails for those agents so they don't, go wild. And then we also provide complete audit about everything that the agents are doing, right? So across your estate, whether it's the one that you run on your MacBook or on your SaaS or in AWS data centers or in the cloud, whatever, we find all of them and we give you complete visibility of everything that happens, and we put guardrails so bad things wouldn't happen for you.
Absolutely. And so there's a lot of, we see this all the time at AWS with customers that are saying, hey, like the industry that I'm in, I might be a Northern Kentucky spoon maker. I might be building airplanes.
Shout out to Northern Kentucky.
Hey, you know who you are. But I have got to start building agentic workflows in order to optimize my business, get a competitive edge in the market of spoon making. But I don't know where to start, and I'm worried about the spoon bot getting out and attacking the fork company or something. Where do I start in making sure that does not happen? What are like the first steps that the practitioners out there can take?
So I would say you need to build that in layers, right? You need to make sure that you understand what your agent can get access to, and what are the privileges, the scopes that you give it when it goes to those services. Right? So the first thing you need to do is provide the right access to the agent. This is where Hush is doing a very nice, in helping work for our customers, because without such a system in place, and not only Hush, but competitors as well, it's very hard to make sure that the agent has access only to the right stuff that it needs.
Right.
So the first layer that you have to have is understanding what access that your agent needs inside your estate. I would say that is the first thing you need.
And at what point do you builders, we call them builders, people, right? People, the Brian Mendenhalls of a company, are trying to be human helpy McHelpersons, and they're just like, I'm going to vibe code an agent today. It's going to check it's going to be my inbox cleaner upper agent, right? And it's going to help me with my Slack messages, and it's going to coordinate things for me. What point would a person in a company need to use Hush, or is it built into, is it seamless and it's built into, or just like anything that anyone does at a company that's related to agents, you're going to find it because your visibility detection and then apply governance on top of it.
Right.
Tell me a little more about that. I get questions all the time like how, they don't want to slow anyone down, right? Governing agents is a hugely popular topic, but please don't hold back my people. I want to get the innovation out there as fast as possible.
I think the first problem for every security practitioner today is that they face a very hard choice, right? Whether they slam the brakes and they look for the right solution for agents. No one owns agent security today, as of this morning, or they kind of let go and they give the innovation the right place that it needs, but they give away a lot of security while doing that. And part of the thing is that vibe coding, they brought a lot of good things to the industry, but on the same time, the agent, they are not secure. They are baking in access keys into the code. Oh. They are saving that with the agent, or susceptible to info stealers and supply chain attacks. And even a bad prompt can kind of extract a lot of information from your agent and get the access keys. So what we're doing is we are working in multiple layers, right? The first thing is that we scan your environment and we understand exactly where those kind of keys and accesses, insecure keys are there. And so we find them and we help you remediate that. The second layer of what we're doing is that now we can help you to move everything that you have into a state where everything is governed and audited all the time, right? So we discover the agent, we discover the non-human identities that are sitting with them, and we discover every access that they are doing, and we let you kind of write the right policies that makes it very easy for you to see everything and to control everything that happens with those things.
Right. I feel like we're building a 7-layer bean dip here. I love the layer approach.
Wow.
And
you went there.
I will always go to food. Ryan, you know this. I would say in like 30 seconds, what is your crystal ball saying? In like 5-10 years, because things are happening so fast in agentic capabilities, agentic security.
You want our guy to look out 5-10 years?
Yeah, actually, let's pull it in, because it's like
pull it in.
Disruptive technologies are having in like 3 to 6 months, right? So let's do like 3 years. What is your crystal ball say in 3 years?
So 3 years, I think, I read like a couple of months ago, Gartner, am I allowed to say Gartner? Is okay?
You can now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Hoping to get a discount for the next year.
That's right.
So Gartner, they published a report. They said that in 2 years that we will have 150,000 agents per enterprise, average enterprise. When I read that 2 months ago, I was saying, this seems like a bit high for me. But today, after scanning our customers' environment and after knowing what I know, I think it's an underestimation.
No
right?
way.
Underestimation, man, because people are building this like every day. People are building more and more agents. They don't even know they are building an agent. They are giving their agent a task, and that agent goes and builds several agents in order to facilitate that kind of task that they are doing. And so more and more agents are pouring into the scene. Shadow agents, no one is knowing what's happening with them. And so I think that in 3 years, we're going to be in a very complicated place. And with the proper security in place, we will be able to manage that going forward.
Well, with help from you folks at Hush Security, I think we're in a good shape here in the future. Mika from Hush Security, thank you for joining us on Security Live. Folks,
absolutely.
Stay tuned.
You, guys.
We'll be right back with more Security Live at BlackHat.
Thank you.